Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation life energy coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, because I've designed it myself during the last 9 years that I've been a coach, and no coach on planet Earth spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. All the information for me is below. If you want to be in my coaching, understand that you need to put yourself on the waiting list by pre-booking and by reaching out to me to schedule our first session, at which point we will discuss everything you want to work on. And we will basically strategize and get to know each other. And after that, you'll have your own schedule. The signature package affords you 3 sessions per week, and that's 12 sessions a month. This is the intense way to do this. I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching within that package. After this, after I've had the opportunity to cover the coaching program and really go through your history, process all your emotions associated with the past events, and set you up with all the manifestation treasures, if you will. I don't even like the word technique. At that point, if you'd still like to stay on with me and have sessions with me, we can talk about it. I usually offer something to my clients. Some people have stayed as long as 6 months with me, but again, in a different way, in a different capacity. And like I said, we can always talk about it. But I do recommend in this intense way of meeting 3 times per week, 2 to 3 months. Okay. Some people need 2, some people need 3, some people, like I said, they end up needing maybe 4 or 5, sometimes 6 months. But towards past the mark of 3 months, I usually offer something as an alternative. It's no longer 3 times per week. Okay. You also have an alternate coaching package, which I recently introduced. Created rather by popular demand. It's called On the Go. It's less sessions. It's 7 sessions per month. Okay, so basically it's twice a week for 3 first weeks of the month, and then the last week you have 1 session. Now you can use them however during the month, but if you don't use them within the month, you lose them. Now once in a while I can kind of just make an exclusion if it's some kind of a situation that you're going through, but if you continue missing sessions, that's a session lost. So come ready to work and come ready to embrace a new state of being, new ideas. Let me do my job. Let me really redo your thinking so that you can thrive in this manifestation game. I'm assuming that you're hiring me, that you're coming into coaching with me because you couldn't do it on your own. So being open, being receptive, and not telling me about all the work you've done before, okay? Because some people say, well, let's just focus on this because I've done this already. I don't care where you've been. I don't care what you've done. You haven't done it my way. You haven't done it at all, because right now your reality would have reflected it if you had done it properly. So since you haven't been able to do this on your own or with other coaches, please just understand I've done this so many different ways. Please let me do my job. You'll thank me later. All right. So I just wanted to really quick remind everybody about the live tomorrow at 3 p.m. And we will be talking about being magnetic. Okay. And again, all of my audios, all the material that I've ever recorded, I understand that people, sometimes even have asked me, why are you recording so many audio, so much material about SPs? Very simple reason. First of all of the material that I've ever recorded could easily be applied to anything else. I think everybody understands this by now. And so it could be applied to money, to health, to your job, to promotion, to whatever. okay, to bringing the rain, if you want to experience some rain. So it isn't necessarily about SPs per se, but I realized after getting on YouTube 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now, that people really gravitate towards the subject. And the real answer for these people is really the work on themselves. This is how they get everything, including SP. But for some reason, people really think that this particular area of their life is harder than other things. Like I've had people in my coaching who completely, have excelled in making money and creating businesses, this and that. But in the department of romance, they struggle. Okay, so this is just because, there's this some kind of like idea that, with people it's difficult. It isn't. And the reason I'm kind of like leaning into this subject is for people to realize, first of all, it's just as easy as anything else. And for someone like myself, who in particular used to struggle in this department many years ago and has overcome this, for me, this is mad easy to explain. Like in the beginning, I'll admit, when I first started talking about this subject, I actually couldn't believe this was actually a problem, okay? Like I said, having already worked on my own things from the past, I thought for sure, people are more interested in making money and creating businesses and creating this, that, and the other. So for me, it was really easy to explain. And I didn't kind of like understand that for a lot of people, this is really, really challenging. So the more I started coaching people off of YouTube, because before that I was, coaching for 7 years outside YouTube, different, kind of situation, mostly coaching entertainment people, actors, models, comedians, stand-up comedians, etc. And to them, yes, we used to, obviously things like these would come up. But for the majority of the part, it was self-development and also the business side of being creative. So for me, it was mad easy to explain to people off of YouTube that, listen, this is not actually what you think it is. But now that I realize that it's easy for me because I've done it for myself, and it isn't easy for you because perhaps, and in a lot of cases in my coaching, people have never experienced this period in their life, right? A good relationship, or a relationship on their terms, a relationship that lasts, a relationship that is loving, etc., etc., etc. I've become more attuned to the people's needs on YouTube, if you will. And so all of this to say that last night when I did the live of how to rendezvous with the ultimate version of your SP is kind of like the beginning of what we'll be discussing in the live tomorrow. And I really want to kind of like drive this home in explaining of how to really possess this magnetism, this magnetic pull that you have, okay, that right now you're not exercising it. If you're experiencing some kind of deprivation from your, not having your SP, not having money, not having whatever, you're not exercising your magnetism. It's built in within you. You're just not exercising it, okay? And especially, like I said last night, at a distance, especially at a distance, this works really well. How to really understand that you really need to calm down, sit down, drink some chamomile tea in whatever situation you may find yourself today in. However, desperate you kind of really tempted to feel, however inclined to think doom and gloom and compare the past and just completely start making predictions that will not serve you, that is completely distorted. And what you can do at a distance just by self-discipline and the control of your mind and the control of your emotions, meaning you don't stuff them down. I'm not talking about not expressing what you feel, but the control of your emotion, like applying your feelings with purpose. Okay, energetically affecting somebody at a distance is a really powerful trick that you all have to understand. And to the best of my ability, without kind of like unveiling what I discuss in coaching, because in coaching, not for nothing, but you get a truckload of knowledge that I don't know, nobody else, it's not, I don't know, nobody else teaches. And really, you will be able to use this daily. But to the best of my ability, I will explain it tomorrow during my live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, how no situation is desperate, how no situation is hopeless, and the entire shebang is happening in your mind. You know the scene from movie The Ghost with Patrick Swayze, or is it just called Ghost? And Demi Moore, where there's this nasty ghost, like really kind of crazy hair, in the subway, and Patrick Swayze is kind of like finally cornered him and, hey, you need to teach me how you move objects. And he is kind of like explaining to him, well, he's yelling at him, but he's explaining to him, listen, it's all in your mind. It's all in you just need to direct your focus and all your emotions into this action that you're going to make the mountain move, kind of deal. And that's exactly what that is. And so we're going to go in detail of how to affect a person at a distance, how to make them feel, think, and do just about anything you please, and how to not interfere or let 3D interfere into your golden Buddha motherfucking powerful energy work. Because when you understand that you're the golden Buddha, nobody can stop you. And no circumstance, absolutely no, I don't care what circumstance you can come up with, it doesn't matter, because that circumstance can change overnight, can change in an hour, can change in a couple of days. That you don't think that it can is the problem. All you are, all of you, myself included, all we are, I should say, are really powerful storytellers. And the kind of story that you tell to yourself, about your SP, about life in general, about this person, this event, that event, interpretations, blah, blah, blah. All of this forms your world, true or untrue. So in a sense, you're not really looking for the truth. You're looking for your truth, for your preferred truth. So everything could be a shit show right now, but all you want and all you need actually is to zero in on what you would like to have happen and nothing else. And so to get yourself to this point of knowing, not just believing, but knowing that you're affecting reality simply by telling a story and feeling the story is what we will go into in the live. And step by step, I will explain again to the best of my ability without kind of like letting in on my coaching trade secrets. Also, I have a request from all of you darlings. I kind of know the answer, but still I'm going to ask. I myself, this channel started out with audios. I love this medium, as I've mentioned many times before. This is how I started coaching my clients in the beginning, 9 years ago. It came in very handy. Obviously, love phone calls, but the audio recording, there's something about it that's really kind of dear to my heart. And this is why I started this channel the way that I did. Now, the question I have is, do you prefer to hear the audios on my channel, or do you prefer seeing videos? And like I said, I think I know the answer, but I still am going to ask. I want everybody's opinion, and comment below why, right? Don't just say this, but why. And lastly, I just want to say, I do say it over and over again on my channel that this is not a big deal, and it's not, okay? And if you come into my coaching, everything, of course, is, individual. I can't really coach, in live or even in an audio like this. Everybody's individual, but understand that if you come into my coaching, you will understand how to really prioritize yourself. above anything and everyone. That doesn't mean that you're a narcissist, doesn't mean that you treat people badly, not at all. It just really means that you're treating yourself very well, finally, maybe for the first time in your life. And that's your ticket to having everything easy in your life, because you're finally giving yourself the credit that you're supposed to have been giving yourself all this time, the love, the respect, and the validation. You don't really need validation from anybody else other than yourself. And if you can achieve that, you've got it made, darling. You've got it made. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me again is below. See you tomorrow. Until tomorrow, darlings. Ciao, ciao.